So why is there so much of controversy about what we've heard from Nadav, Lapid, the Israeli filmmaker? And why today people are so very angry? What is it that people who have closely worked with the movie, who are actually the soul of the movie, Anupam, Kher, if I may call you, so you've been the soul of the movie, you know, you've spent a lifetime to bring out a story that had to be told today. But the obvious question first up I want to understand, sir, from you is that when you heard these words being said at an international stage in IFFI in Goa, vulgar propaganda, what were your first thoughts? Why do you believe such words were even used for a movie as important as the Kashmir files?
Only a sick person can think like that, or mentally unstable person. There is no other logic or any other explanation. So I thought somebody can have a mental imbalance for some moments. But I think it's more than that, it's all planned. It's all planned. Otherwise, if you are a filmmaker or a jury chairperson or a jury member, you may not like the film. You can say it that we did not like the film. But nobody on the jury stage says that also. I've attended a lot of international film festivals. Jury discusses it among themselves and then they say, okay, we have not liked it. That's why it's does not get any prize or it does not get selected. But the fact that he used these words, I will say sick, mentally disturbed, or absolutely planned agenda. He was obviously representing a section of people for whom this film has always been an agenda. This film has always been propaganda. So apart from trying to sort of make a statement, he also exposed himself that he is not only a very, very insensitive filmmaker, but he is also a completely loony person. It's disgusting, it's saddening. How can you call somebody vulgar propaganda film where 500,000 people had to leave their homes, their memories, their surroundings on one night, 19th of January 1990. How can you call people which were denied any justification of their tragedy for 32 years? That means they really are completely blinded by the fact that their hatred towards their own self and towards the people is so beyond words that they will say anything to make their tragedy not a tragedy at all.
In fact, Mr. Kher, right from the time the film released and earlier on when people knew that a film like this is being made, there have been attempts ever since by several elements, the lobby, so as to say, to run this film down on multiple levels and insult the Hindu genocide, despite the fact that they know that the film came out with such numbers and the very fact that it touched a chord with people. The very fact that people had gone through this and they understood that the reality was out there on the screen. But even a year on, after its release, after the kind of success it has seen, people still are making that attempt to run it down. And you made your share of calls at IFFI to find out about this man and how the statement was really made. And you did find out that this was pre-planned. There was a conspiracy to it.
Absolutely, because it does not suit a section of people here that this tragedy should come out, that there was a Hindu genocide. They don't want to believe that this genocide is not only happening from 1990, it has been going on for a long time. Kashmir was a completely Hindu state. They are now the people who are living there are converted Kashmiri Hindus. That's why Rishi Kashyap, the word Kashmir comes from Rishi Kashyap. But in the present scenario, it did not suit them that the tragedy or such a big genocide, the world came to know about it. So when you don't want that to happen, you coin words like propaganda, you coin words like, with this, according to this guy, vulgar propaganda. He added to that. He added to that word propaganda to make it a little more impactful, because it doesn't suit them that this is what happened. That's not their narrative. So they want to change that narrative. They want the world to know that only certain section of people get tortured. There are certain section of people are victims. They don't want, it doesn't want to suit them. And after, when the film became such a big hit and it touched people's heart all over the world, they chose this platform to come back again. And before he could finish his statement, the toolkit gang got activated and they started rejoicing. Dekha, humne kaha tha. You can make out within 20 minutes they were trending. They were all prepared. Not that it's important, but I spoke to somebody and they said that this man was missing the whole night. And I spoke to some official people who said that this man was missing previous night. So obviously he was meeting certain people to discuss the strategy, because why will he take out? He also took away the glory of this amazingly organized film festival of India, which gave us an international platform worldwide in the world of entertainment. He took away the hard work done by administrative people. He took away the hard work of all those filmmakers whose films were being screened over there. And it was really a very well organized show. And just one person with that particular cronies took away the sheen and the glory of this such a prestigious film festival. And also who became the victims of it? Kashmiri Hindus. And he comes from a country where they have gone through Holocaust. So if he calls this vulgar propaganda film, I am sure, will he call Schindler's List a vulgar propaganda film? Will he call Life is Beautiful a vulgar propaganda film? Will he call The Pianist a vulgar propaganda film? He will not, because it doesn't suit him there. Over here it's easy for him because there are so many other people who will come out of their small little places and say yes, he's right.
Now, Mr. Kher, I think when you say that, it's important, because, it's Life is Beautiful, the Schindler's List, clearly, again, these are movies that bring out the truth, movies that have been spoken about, told about the world over.
They're all Oscar
winners. But when
winners.
It comes to Kashmir Files, why is there so much unease? Yes. Yes, sir.
They're all
I
Oscar
was saying,
winners.
Why is there so much unease in a particular
They're all
ecosystem?
applauded. Yeah, I understood.
They're celebrated movies, absolutely.
Because
you
I
use the
think
word
they
the
want to
toolkit gang.
project-
You say there is an ecosystem.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead. No, yes, there is a tool gang.
Okay, so I'll just complete the
toolkit gang.
question,
Of
sir.
course there is. Why do people the same usual suspect come up whenever there is Article 370 gets abrogated, whenever triple talaq is demolished completely, whenever there is a thing about CAA, all these similar people come out and sort of oppose it. The moment something like this will happen, you will hear these people talking about it. So obviously either they are on a payroll or they are sort of now to call them also anti-national is not a very nice thing, because they're thin-skinned about that also. So I don't want to call them anti-national. They are very much nationalistic or whatever it is, but their agendas are different. We are the 5th largest economy in the world.
But just
Maybe
a follow-up question, sir.
People do not want us to be progress. Maybe.
Now, who really are these people? Do you believe these are people mocking pain in the hatred of Modi because they are against the current dispensation? Is this the reason why you see so much of unease and an entire ecosystem that erupts in joy the moment you have such a statement that is being made in an international fora?
Well, you have all the rights to hate a person, even though he is the Prime Minister of the country and democratically chosen with full majority. You may have it, but you can't hate country. You can't hate the tragedy of people. You can't mock the pain and trauma of people. You can't make fun of genocide. You can't call it vulgar. It's absolutely criminal to do that. And maybe there is no morality left in certain people. You find they have their own reasons to not like the Prime Minister. Fine, it's okay. I can understand that because they were used to this entitlement. They were used to ruling the country for such a long time. They were not, nobody was talking about India, the greatest country in the world. So fine, but at least don't become such inhuman people that you do not recognize tragedy. You do not recognize trauma, you do not recognize humiliation and hurt of other people. How can you become such people? Because then you don't believe in anything. Then you can't be a father, you can't be a mother, you can't be a brother, you can't be a sister, you can't be a son, because those relationships are the relationships which sort of palpitate that you have a heart. But if you are so heartless, how do you conduct your life?
Absolutely, and in extension to what you're saying, sir, I also wanted to ask you about the use of a creative platform to peddle such a narrative time and again. And these are the usual suspects, be it in India or internationally, those same usual names that emerge every single time, where it is not just about running down a film on these lines, but also pushing their whole narrative, that anti-India narrative, and here in this case, a reality of everyone knowing of the Pandit exodus and what the Hindus had to face. But not only is it insensitive to really understand, but the very fact that they make sure, they are opportunists, they make sure that they never let that chance go to peddle that narrative.
Absolutely. So they are, I can't even say that they need to be pitied. No, I think they should be always called out. They should be always shouted down upon. They should be always insulted, humiliated and singled out because they can't get away with this. So if there is one voice like that, there should be thousands and thousands of voices which should condemn what they are saying, because they are not even 0.1% of the majority of the country. They are nobodies. But because they make these statements, we discuss them on television studios. But doesn't mean that if they can speak like this, there are so many faceless people who after Kashmir files come and hug me and say, I'm sorry that I did not know about this tragedy. And you can't do a business of 350 crores, not only from money point of view, but from also that how many people are touched and felt guilty about the tragedy of Kashmiri Pandits. So you can't take away that. But every time a person like this gentleman, or whatever, whether he's a gentleman or not, whenever a person like that makes a statement like this, we should pounce on him. We should crush the thoughts that he has or he spreads in this country.
Okay, and Mr. Kher, you spoke about the usual suspects, but we also do see a lot of political parties, the main opposition party. Sir, the last question, before we let you go, sir, the last question. Just the last question, so only 30 seconds. You have the Congress, the PDP, you also have, a fraternity in Bollywood who has latched on to that entire comment. Why? Why is it so fashionable to run down the countries? And what is your message to all of them today?
But under the same people, every time they are the caricatures. The moment something, that this face will pop up, this face will pop up, this person will say this. They are so predictable. They should be ignored. What else? होते हैं मोहल्ले में कोई ना कोई इस तरह का बंदा होता है जो हर चीज़ से दुखी होता है. शादी में हर में कोई ना कोई ऐसा जो हर चीज़ में दुखी होते हैं. ये दुखी आत्माएं हैं. इन पर तरस आना चाहिए. बहुत अफसोस है इनके ऊपर. इनको इसी बार में इनको जानेंगे इसी चीज़ के लोग, इनके काम से इनको नहीं जानेंगे. आप जिस कमरे में बैठी हैं वहाँ पर आप एक बार कैमरामैन ज़रा थोड़े से आप घुमाइए ज़रा इसको, ये इनको दिखाइए. ये थोड़ा सा मेरा कमरा है, मैंने जानबूझकर यहाँ नहीं बिठाया है, बट जब देखिए मेरे को मेरे काम से जाना जाएगा और मेरे को मेरे जज्बात से और मेरे ख्यालातों से जाना जाएगा. मुझको मेरी हर चीज़ के लिए आवाज़ उठाने के काम के लिए जाना जाएगा. इन लोगों को कैसा जाना जाएगा? ये वो लोग हैं जो देश की तरक्की नहीं देखना चाहते थे, जो ये लोग थे जो मातम करने बैठ जाते थे, जो ये जो विलाप करने बैठ जाते थे. तो कोई बात नहीं, everyone can enjoy their own existence. Take care. All the best.
Absolutely, sir. And we want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. Fact is that you've always fought head on from day one. And like you say that when these people get disturbed on the success of a film like this, it only elevates the film more. Thank you.
So we've just heard from the actor himself, Anupam Kher, calling out all these people, and Suesha, he does make a lot of important points, and we'll tell our viewers